What is up, y'all? Snipes-n-Snarfblatts, your unauthorized place for Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and Lucasfilm. As always, I am your host, Jason, and if you are watching this on release day, there is a good chance I am in the process of getting ready to finally see Avengers Endgame. And been something so monumental is happening this week, there is not that much to talk about, but that is okay because we went way over last week. So we're probably going to have a shorter show this week, and just because there is not much on the docket to talk about. So without further ado, we'll just roll right into this little bit of stuff, and we're going to bring up that mouse in the desk lamp. And the mouse in the desk lamp is where we talk about all things happening in the Disney Pixar universe. And some couple things happened for me myself. It was Earth Day this weekend, so as I've been telling y'all for a while, we went to go see Penguins. I didn't do a big review on Penguins because honestly there just wasn't much to review. It was Disney Nature. They've been doing this for 10 years. But if you saw it last weekend or opening week, anytime during that weekend, from I think it opened either Wednesday or Thursday all the way through, all the proceeds went to helping penguins and just helping the environment they live in, and I could not pass that up. I had to get a ticket. In fact, I almost didn't even make it to the theater, but I didn't care because I knew my ticket price was going to a good place anyway. I did make it, however, and like I said, I didn't review it. There wasn't much to review, but I will say a couple things about it right here and right now, and that was Ed Helms' narration was just amazing. He was hilarious. He kind of did a part like narrative documentary style, and then he would like also ad-lib what was going on the penguin's head, because they take these things and they splice them together with some really good choreography, and they really like take time to tell a whole story. And I think that's what makes these so entertaining, is you get a story. It's not your everyday nature film. I mean, you get like a sense of you went to go see a movie, because there is a narrative behind it all and a story to tell. And that's what I think I like about these the most. If you do see this, make sure to watch the after credits. That's some of the best stuff, because the penguin he still ad-libs for them in that, and it was great. One of the most tense moments ever happened in the theater as one of the little baby penguins didn't quite make it past a sea lion, or it was a sea lion. It wasn't a sea lion, a snow leopard. It was a snow leopard, and it just didn't quite make it to the next side. And y'all, there was so much I haven't been to a big budget movie that has had as much tenseness as I felt in the theater at the moment that poor little animal was going through what he was going through. It was crazily intense. However, it wasn't tense enough to not say let your kids watch it. It's definitely an awesome nature film, family fun the whole way through. Everybody in the theater seemed just very happy with what they saw. There was even a small applause afterwards, which that means you watched something special. So if you didn't get to go see it and donate, make sure to go buy a penguin at the store. They have Disney Nature penguins you can buy where the proceeds go to the same place the movie ticket would have went to. And I'm very sure they're going to do something with the Blu-ray or DVD sales, or catch it on Disney Plus if you can't, because Disney Plus will probably be out by then. But it was really fun to watch. If you're really into these Disney Nature films, this is the first one I feel like was a straight-up comedy. I haven't seen them all, so I'm not 100% sure. Out of what I've seen, this is the first one that really just felt like a straight-up comedy. It was really fun to watch. But like I said, there's not much to really go into on this, because it is still a nature documentary style film. So we're going to move on to the next couple of things in the mouse of the desk lamp. And the first thing is, there was a TV spot for Toy Story 4 shortly after we went off, and it was actually a pretty good spot. It was very Bo Peep dominated. You got to see this new action style, basically, of Bo Peep, but there was a total laugh out loud moment from Key and Peele's Duck and Bunny when they get to see what a cat does to toys. And if you haven't seen this, check it out. I put it up on the site. It's in the mouse and the desk lamp section, probably a couple places down. But, oh man, watch this, y'all. It was funny. Like, if you're trying to save it for the movie, save it for the movie. Because, like I said, I laughed. Oh, man. I laughed and actually watched it again just to see it again. Because it's it's a really good little TV spot, just if you're trying to get the comedy feel and introduce some more of Bo Peep's new, not new character, but new characteristics. There you go, the new characteristics of Bo Peep. And y'all, honestly, I'm actually getting more and more excited for Toy Story 4. I didn't think I was. I mean, I keep saying I'm getting more and more excited every time I see something, and they're really doing good at pushing out small pieces to get me really wanting to see this movie, and I'm coming around on Toy Story 4. And speaking of coming around to something, the next TV spot I have just fully come around on after this, and that was the newest TV spot for Aladdin. Y'all, wow. The newest TV spot for Aladdin is absolutely beautiful. I'm totally on board for this now. They show a lot of the carpet scene and the whole new world scene. I mean, this thing looks just gorgeous. I mean, they really, like, even my wife said that felt like Aladdin. I mean, they really captured it here, and they really captured what Aladdin was. And I mean, that just, they got this one so right, it made me wonder why they didn't go with something like this first. But I can't say I'm really coming around on this movie, because I'm actually all in now. This is, I'm in. Like, the chemistry between Jasmine and Aladdin is just amazing from what I've been seeing in these small spots, especially this one right here. But not just the chemistry between Jasmine and Aladdin, but the chemistry between Aladdin and the genie. Like, I'm loving this. I'm loving the back and forth. Like, I guarantee you, Will Smith, as funny as he is and as great as an actor as he is, I just don't think he's going to measure up to a Robin Williams. And that's okay. Robin Williams left really big shoes for anyone to try to fill. And even if he don't, though, I'm really feeling this chemistry between Aladdin and the genie that we're getting. It's a real great chemistry between the two. And like I said, between the chemistry between them two, and between the chemistry between Aladdin and Jasmine, and just the gorgeousness of this whole thing, just as a whole new world, no pun intended, wow, y'all, this looks great. I am totally all in as of this TV spot on Aladdin, and I cannot wait for, I think it was May 25th this thing's coming out. I can't wait to see this movie. I'm more excited now for this probably than The Lion King, and that's one because of the reluctance they're showing with The Lion King. And even though they're saying that it's going to be a new take and this and that, I don't know, y'all. I'm really feeling what I'm seeing out of Aladdin so far more than what I'm feeling out of Lion King. And judging from what everyone's saying, that's like total blasphemy right now. But I can't help it. Aladdin is hands down my favorite of the Walt Disney animations, especially the modern ones, and especially the actual like princess story ones. You know what I'm saying? Aladdin, hands down, is my favorite. I've always loved Aladdin. It's entertaining, it's fun, and it's just it's a great love story at the same time, and they balance that out so perfect that if they can actually pull this off in live action, this is going to be an amazing movie, and I'm really starting to trust it. I have a lot of faith in Aladdin now, so I cannot wait till May 25th. Now, that's that on everything that popped up new. There's one more thing in the mouse and the desk lamp I do want to cover, though, because Disney Plus has let a few things out that people have just been going crazy about, and I figure, I talk about stuff like this, I might as well put my 2 cents in on it too. And that is some of the things they're leaving out or editing from the vault of Disney, period, right? So, I knew Song of the South wasn't going to make the cut. This doesn't surprise me at all. People have a deep hatred for this movie, and though I understand why they have it, I don't fully understand it. First of all, I'm the kind of person that if it's the stereotypes that bother you, one, you've got to realize that you're holding back something that got really big recognition and an honorary Oscar win for the song, and an honorary Oscar for a black man who was in the movie, which that is a feat in itself right there to move from. That I feel like no one really points that out. So I'm just going to throw that out there. We're people worked on this movie and were very proud of their work, and now because of how we feel now about it, we're taking away their credit. And I don't think that's right to do in the name of I'm doing this for you. I'm taking your credit away for you. I don't know. That makes me feel weird. I've never been offended by stereotypes. And I mean even my own stereotypes. Like, if you want to think that white people are all gun-toting, Trump-supporting, country music listening, beer-swilling hicks, I don't care. I don't take offense to that. I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. I think all stereotypes have a humor to them because they are stereotypes. And if you play up to the humor of the stereotype and you just go completely overboard with it, you can see that there are humor in stereotypes. It's not like you're living up to the stereotypes. It's not like you're glorifying the stereotypes. It's not like you're saying this is how it is. So, I mean, stereotypes have never really bothered me, even the stereotypes upon people that I would be around. You know, I'm not bothered by stereotypes. So that part of the movie never offended me either. I think Song of the South was a great movie, and like I said, I do understand why it's not there. So I'm not actually talking about this to get into why Song of the South should be on Disney Plus. I understand there's a large group of people who are offended by this movie for one reason or the other. I've heard some ridiculous statements like the depiction of slavery, which, by the way, this movie's not a depiction of slavery. These are free men after the Civil War. Walt actually said that in one of his introductions to the movie. This movie's not about slaves. And on another note, I've had people say, well, it depicts a nice relationship between a slave-master relationship. Once again, I have to point out these are not slaves, but at the same time, God forbid some people get along in a time where this was normal. You can't think that everybody was evil. That yes, it was an evil thing, but not everybody who practiced it was an evil person, or else we wouldn't have had some of the amazing stories that we do have from the other end of the spectrum. So, though it was a horrible thing, it was unfortunately a normality, and not everybody had the horrible circumstances of some of the stories we're used to seeing. But like I said, I'm not going to get too deep in that because I do understand it. I get Song of the South. I get what I get it. I totally get it. So even though I missed this movie, I think this is a great movie with great messages, because I mean, I grew up watching this and I never ever once even thought about the racistness of it. I actually just saw two different people getting along and I saw Uncle Remus telling his stories, and his stories had so much meaning, and I watched him really help raise this kid and take care of him, and it was just, I don't know, I feel like I saw a different movie than some people sometimes. So while we enjoy Splash Mountain, we'll never be able to enjoy Song of the South. And like I said, I didn't start this because of this. I started this because of this next piece. The next piece of information from Disney Plus was that apparently they're editing Dumbo, and they're going to take out the crow scenes, which leaves me in two spots. Once again, you're taking away from an actor who did a part, which just is crazy to me, because that actor was proud of his part. Even if we're not proud of it today, we're taking away their achievement, and that's just not really right. Not to mention, there could be, about both of these instances for that matter, there could be a conversation about this. You could do this the right way. I own many Walt Disney Treasures, for example, where Leonard Maltin comes in and he tells you these are not representations of how we feel. These are representations of the times. And then he will explain the times, and he will explain all this. Hell, on one of my Walt Disney Treasures, I've got Mickey Mouse, black and white, in blackface, doing Uncle Tom's Cabin for the rest of the farm. It had a disclaimer in front of it, but no one ever screamed about that, and to me that was way more wretched than anything in Song of the South or these crows. But meanwhile, back to these crows. While, like I said, they are a stereotypical character, I get why why people could be angry. I totally understand that. But two reasons. One, my stereotype reason from earlier. They just don't offend me. They're so over the top that I didn't think anyone could possibly take them seriously and not within jest. You know what I'm saying? Because they're just that over the top. But the other part that gets me is these crows, however you feel about them, they're the end of the movie. They're the reason Dumbo flies. They're the people who give him the feather and give him the courage to fly again. And like they teach him how to fly. That's literally the end of the movie. Like if we cut that out, I can't help but think: are you going to bring in some animators and rewrite a new end to the movie? You're taking out one of the best songs with If I See the Elephant Fly? One of my all-time favorite classic Disney songs is If I Seen an Elephant Fly, and that will leave the movie too if you take out the crows. So I don't know to what aspect they're really talking about taking out the crows. Like maybe they're just going to change a name, or I don't know. Like I said, I get the offense. I'm not downplaying anyone. I get the offense taken here. So don't think I don't. I totally get it. I just don't understand why you'd want to change the history of it and act like it never happened in the first place. I get why Disney would want to do that. I get why Disney would want to whitewash all their little secrets. I just don't get why we would go ahead and placate it and we would request it and act like it should happen, or anyone for that matter. I don't know. I'd really like to know your thoughts. So when y'all sound off in the comments or write some emails, throw your thoughts down there in the comments. I really, really want to know what other people think on this, because I've heard a lot of things and most people settle on the disclaimer, but I'd really like to see what everyone else thinks about it. So we're going to move out of that. We're going to move on to the last thing for the day. And that's it for Mouse in the Desk Lamp, by the way. So we're going to wrap up Mouse in the Desk Lamp, and we're going to bring out the 9 Realms. And why are we going to bring out the 9 Realms? Well, the 9 Realms is where we talk about Marvel stuff. So, as I said earlier, if you're watching this on release day, there's a good chance I'm getting ready to go to see Endgame. So, this is all about us talking about anticipation levels for Avengers Endgame. So, y'all, I have never been as excited about a movie as I'm probably excited about Avengers Endgame. The people coming out of it from opening night, which, by the way, if y'all didn't see the red or the purple carpet, it was awesome. Everyone looked amazing that came out. They looked like they were having a blast. But this culmination of what this is, this is 23, I think. This is like the culmination of 22 movies. It all ends here. And it don't end. I mean, obviously we're going to move into the next chapter, but everything you know of built up to this moment, and everything's going to change afterwards. And just that statement has like the hair rising on my arms and legs. I just can't believe this is where we're at. This is amazing, y'all. I can't believe 10 years in the making and 22 films later, we have weaved together something that's that's long or longer than James Bond. You know, they added some more Bond, so it's not as long as Bond yet, but Bond never ever interweaved like these do. These tell one coherent story pretty much from the time Iron Man came out, and I can't believe we're at a culmination like this of so much, and it all seems to have happened so fast. And I say so fast, not thinking that if you're a 20-year-old right now, this is half of your life you've grown up with this. So I mean, it's unfathomable. I cannot believe this. There's been some TV spots that drop. I've actually went fully dark when it comes to anything Avengers Endgame, because I've been avoiding spoilers, because there are some pricks out there trying to put out spoilers in the disguise of trailers and stuff like that. But I have seen a couple TV spots that haven't shown much after the Cap speech. You got one little shot of Valkyrie turning around, which is cool, because I mean that's the first time we ever seen her actually in the trailer. And you got to see Thanos' sword. That sword is just amazing, y'all. I every single time they count down a little bit more for this, I can't wait to see this. I cannot believe I'm gonna go see it tonight. Like, it just seems unreal that I'm gonna go see this tonight. So I'm gonna be Avengers and Thanos out and come right out the theater. As always, I'm gonna do a no spoiler review over the weekend. I'll write a more in-depth no spoiler review, because I do not like spoilers. So you're not only gonna see me once this week, you're gonna see me once again with the trailer, or with the non-spoiler first reactions out the theater of what I thought about this 3-hour culmination of 10 years worth of material. And y'all, I am absolutely giddy about this. Like I said, I am bubbling with excitement over seeing this. Like, I watched Infinity War last night. Everyone has said this is even better than Infinity War, and I don't see how. Because after watching Infinity War again, that movie was just great. Like, I know the bad guy wins, but at the same time, he wins so gloriously. Like, it was just, and he lost everything while winning, and he feels that, and it's just, wow, because I mean, you've got a villain that feels the fact that he lost everyone around him, and you could tell that he's not really a villain. Everything he did just meant that much to him, and to know where we're going to go from this, and honestly, not where we're even going to go from that, but one step further, and where we're going to go from beyond that. I'm blown away. I can't wait. Like, this is so exciting. After Spider-Man, it sounds like they're going to announce what's going to come out of Phase 4, because technically Spider-Man Homecoming's ending Phase 3. Their phases go in announcements, not culminations. So after Spider-Man, they're probably going to announce Phase 4, and we'll have some concrete evidence on what finally is coming out between what we've heard murmurs of, everything from Black Widow to the Eternals to Shang-Chi. There's a bunch of stuff in development, so I can't wait till Spider-Man so we know what's really going on. But I'm wondering if we're going to have any inkling whatsoever of what's going to happen. Like, I've heard things happen we're not expecting. I've heard things happen we are expecting. Things happen we knew was going to happen. Things happen we never dreamed were going to happen, but mentioned it. And that's as vague as I wanted anyone to be while talking about this. And just everyone is so excited about this movie. I cannot wait. Great lead up to this movie, though. If you go in the Nine Realms on the website, check it out. The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon did another one of their things like the Marvel Bunch, where they put together a little song and skit, and it was "We Didn't Start the Fire," and it completely breaks down everyone up until this point. And y'all, I loved it. "We Didn't Start the Fire" is like one of my favorite songs, one of my all-time favorite MTV era videos, you know what I'm saying? And this was great. You've got to check it out if you haven't seen it. Do yourself that favor and check that out. I loved this skit. And if you don't feel like watching all 22 movies, it might be just enough to refresh your memory of every single thing that's happened up to this point. So that is it for the show. I'm going to move out of Nine Realms as well. I don't have anything else to talk about other than, like I said, my excitement for Avengers Endgame. So, as usual, hit up that email address. Send us some questions. Send us some suggestions. Send us anything you want to see in the park, anything you want us to talk about we didn't talk about, all that good stuff. And speaking of the park, go to Instagram, go to Facebook. It's Snipes-n-Snarfblatts, just like the Gmail address was. It's Snipes-n-Snarfblatts. If you can't find it, click this on YouTube and go down into the comments, and there will be plenty of links on how to find it. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Instagram and Facebook is where I put up all my park pictures, all my park food reviews, all my park festival stuff. Anything you want to see from Walt Disney World, it's going to be up there. And if you want to see more, let me know what you want to see. I've already took some suggestions from some folks on what to try at Flower and Garden, and little by little I'm putting reviews of that stuff out there too. I try to feed out maybe 2 reviews a week and a bunch of pictures of the festival throughout the week. And between festivals, I'll go with normal park stuff. So get on there. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter if you want to keep up with the day-to-day on what's going on the website, and you won't have to wait week by week for us to talk about it here. You'll get my first thoughts on it before I really get to let it set in and talk about it on screen. But you can go down there and get that every day. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on everything. Hell, follow us on Pinterest, even. I got a nice little Pinterest collection of things that are just all categorized by the Disney character or Marvel that they're characterized by. Check that out. All my stuff also hits up there. So follow us on Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the social media sites. Don't be a stranger. Join the conversation. And while you're down there looking at links, hit subscribe and hit that bell so you can see the videos every time they pop up and you don't have to miss us. But anyway, like I said, that's everything we've got for the day. So I always like to sign off with a quote. Usually it's a Walt Disney quote or a movie quote. This time, however, it feels way just more right on point to sign off with a quote from the late, great Stan Lee. And I want you to think about this quote as you all go off to see Avengers Endgame throughout the weekend. And this quote, it means so much when it comes to this. So as you're going to see Avengers, think of what Stan Lee said when he said, "I see myself in everything I write. All the good guys are me."